Welcome to the ALEX and Ava Podcast. Today, we're diving into the world of food, something everyone experiences every day. Ava, why is learning food vocabulary so important for English learners?
Great question, Alex. Food is universal. Whether you're at a friend's house, ordering at a restaurant, or shopping for groceries, knowing how to talk about food helps you connect, share experiences, and handle daily situations confidently.
Absolutely. Plus, food is a favorite conversation starter. Even beginners can bond over meals. And as we'll see, food vocabulary opens doors to describing your likes, dislikes, and even your culture.
Right. And since meals are a big part of social life, being able to express what you enjoy or ask about someone's favorite dish makes conversations friendlier and more personal.
Let's kick things off with a simple but powerful question. What's your favorite food? This is a common way to connect with others. Ava, what do you usually say when someone asks you this?
I like to keep it simple and clear. I'd say, I really love pasta, especially spaghetti with tomato sauce. Notice how I start with I really love for extra enthusiasm.
That's a great tip. I usually say, I love pizza. It's my all-time favorite. Adding details like cheese, tomato, and crispy crust helps paint a picture and gives the listener more to talk about.
Exactly. When you share specifics, it invites follow-up questions. For example, someone might ask, do you like spicy pizza? And just like that, the conversation keeps going.
To talk about food confidently, let's review basic categories: fruits, vegetables, meats, grains, snacks, and drinks. Ava, can you walk us through some essential examples?
Of course. For fruits, apple, banana, orange, mango. Vegetables, carrot, tomato, onion, potato. For meats, chicken, beef, fish, lamb. Grains include rice, bread, and pasta.
Don't forget snacks like chips, cookies, and popcorn, and drinks such as water, juice, and coffee. Building vocabulary in groups makes new words easier to remember and use in real life.
That's so true. And to practice, try making simple sentences. I like apples. I don't like onions. I drink coffee every morning. This repetition is key for fluency.
Now, let's talk about the three main meals: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. These words help you describe your daily routine. Ava, how would you explain each meal to a beginner?
Breakfast is the morning meal. Think toast and eggs. Lunch is in the afternoon, maybe rice and vegetables. Dinner is usually in the evening, like chicken curry or salad. Using time-of-day clues helps you remember.
And using example sentences like, I eat cereal for breakfast or I have rice for lunch makes it even clearer. You can also ask others, what do you eat for dinner? To practice conversations.
Exactly, Alex. And remember, meal names and customs can differ by culture, but these three are widely recognized in English-speaking countries.
Being able to ask and answer questions about food is essential. Ava, what are some useful question patterns English learners should practice?
Start with, do you like? Such as, do you like soup? Another is, what do you eat for? Like, what do you eat for lunch? And, what's your favorite? For example, what's your favorite dessert?
That's a solid foundation. For answers, keep it simple. Yes, I do, or no, I don't. You can add details too, like, I eat a sandwich and fruit. Practicing these patterns helps conversations flow naturally.
Exactly, and don't forget to ask follow-up questions. This keeps the conversation going and shows interest in the other person's habits or culture.
Let's shift gears to cooking, an essential topic. Many English learners want to talk about making food at home. Ava, what verbs should they know?
The basics are cook, boil, fry, bake, and grill. For example, I boil rice, I bake cookies, or I fry eggs. Each verb describes a different way to prepare food.
And kitchen tools are just as important. Pan, pot, knife, spoon, fork, plate, bowl, and stove. Using these words, you can say, I fry eggs in a pan, or I eat soup with a spoon.
Exactly. Describing your cooking process helps you practice both verbs and nouns, making your language more precise and useful in real-life situations.
Moving on, let's talk about comparing foods using prefer. Ava, how do you explain the structure I prefer A to B to beginner learners?
It's simple. I prefer tea to coffee means you like tea more than coffee. This structure helps you share your personal tastes and compare choices in a clear way.
Comparisons can also spark discussion. For instance, do you prefer cooking at home or eating out? This question can reveal lifestyle habits and lead to deeper conversations.
Absolutely. And expressing preferences is useful in group settings, like choosing a restaurant or planning a meal with friends. It helps others understand your choices.
Describing how food tastes makes your conversations much richer. Ava, what are the most useful adjectives for describing flavors in English?
The basics are sweet, salty, spicy, sour, and bitter. For instance, the cake is sweet, the soup is salty, or the coffee is bitter. Using these words helps you share opinions and react to new dishes.
Great point. You can also combine these words like, this sauce is sweet and spicy. Explaining why you like or dislike a food, for example, I don't like sour foods because they make my mouth pucker, adds depth to your answer.
Exactly. Learning these adjectives makes it easier to try new foods and describe your experiences when traveling or dining out.
Now, let's put everything together with a mini role play. Pretend you're at a dinner table with a friend. Ava, what's a typical conversation you might have?
It might start with, "Are you hungry?" Then, "What do you want to eat?" The friend could answer, "I want to eat pizza." Next, "Do you like spicy food?" And, "Would you like something to drink?"
Practicing these exchanges out loud helps you build confidence for real situations. You can even add details like, "I'd like juice, please." The more you practice, the more natural it becomes.
Absolutely. Rehearsing dialogues also helps you remember vocabulary and sentence patterns, so you're ready when you need them.
Let's challenge our listeners with some speaking prompts. Ava, why is it important to practice speaking out loud, even alone?
Speaking out loud helps your brain connect sounds to words. It also builds muscle memory in your mouth, making English feel more natural. Plus, you can notice mistakes and self-correct.
Exactly. Try answering questions like, what do you usually eat for breakfast? Or, do you like chocolate? Practicing responses to common questions prepares you for real conversations.
And remember, the more you speak, the more confident you become. Mistakes are part of learning, so don't be afraid to try.
To wrap up, let's quickly review. Today, we covered food vocabulary, meals, question patterns, cooking words, preferences, and how to describe tastes. Ava, what's your key tip for learners?
My top advice: repeat words and phrases often and use them in real conversations. The more you practice, the easier it gets. And don't forget to have fun. Food is a joyful topic.
Absolutely. Practice with friends, record yourself, or join a language group. Every bit of speaking helps. Thanks for learning with us on the Alex and Ava podcast.
See you next time, and remember, keep speaking, keep learning, and enjoy your meals. Bye, everyone.